Well, howdy, and welcome back once again to the Withlacoochee River Railroad and the Withlacoochee River Report. It's a fine Saturday today. This is York week. Of course, I've never been able to afford York, so I'm afraid I just can't afford to go. Let me give this thing a little more juice to get over that hump there. And there we go. So let's we'll go ahead and follow me through the intro, and we'll do some talking when we get back. Gee, I wish I had a pair of those in O scale. They are nice looking engines, well detailed. So what we basically got here is a pair of Paragon by, what is it? Broadway Limited Imports. Body shells sitting on Athearn chassis. You know, the chassis from the old Paragons themselves, well, they both the A and B unit had zinc rot. Both of them, and I mean, you know, it was hard getting those shelves off. The B unit, I literally had to bust that shell into pieces just to get it out. The powered chassis, it came out okay, but you know, it was obvious it was in bad shape, and it just fell apart while I was trying to get the parts off of it. So I had these two Athearn chassis. Both of them were powered. Now the B unit is still going to be a dummy. It's got dummy trucks on it, or what are now dummy trucks. The A unit is got a motor in it, but I don't have that motor anchored yet. So I'm going to have to scrounge me up some motor mounts, you know, Athearn motor mounts, to make that work, and then I need to wire it. Which, that's not overly difficult. I'd like to find a way to wire in the original lights that came with the Paragon, but I imagine that those are set up to work with the with the decoder that came in it, and I have no way of actually putting that into these Athearn chassis. Just like the original motor from the Paragon, I couldn't put it in either. So they're basically going to be Athearn powered Paragons. Of course, I'll put some KD couplers back on them. Put them back in their boxes. The shells are, you know, with a little bit of modification. Both shells fit on the Athearn frames. And right here in the middle, where you can see it's a little bit, I had to widen it out a little bit. It's the tabs are holding the shell just like they would an Athearn shell. But I'd say it looks pretty darn good. So you can say we're at least getting there. I'm going to go ahead and put the interior, or I should say the little interior piece, if I can find it. I know I've got it here somewhere. It's got the engineer and fireman sitting there. It's got to be up here somewhere. And probably have to wire some lights in it somehow. Ah, here it is. It's a full interior piece. Probably be able to just glue it into the shell. So, that being said, so far so good, and I figure I can put a price tag on those of about, I can put a price tag on them of about 75 bucks. Running stock Athearn running gear, and maybe get 50, 60 out of them. I'll probably end up selling them for around 50 bucks anyway. But I'll just put a little bit higher price tag on it to see if somebody actually bites. This other frame here, while it's very similar to the Paragon frame, I don't think it's a Paragon. I don't know who molds their F units in red plastic and then paints over that. This was with another set of the other Santa Fe engines. The 2A units, well, that's what gave up their frames for these two. And those were just basically old stock Athearns. I'll sell the shells by themselves. So, looks like we'll get a little bit ahead, hopefully, financially, in the next show. Our next show at Dana's is coming up on the 8th. And then I believe on the 22nd, we've got another show over there at the fairgrounds with Regal Railways. I don't know how much more of this other stuff I'm gonna be able to get to run. I've got some runners down there, which is fine. We'll try to sell those. I actually had a couple of days work this week, so I'm feeling a whole lot better this weekend, but you know, next week is also, I've never seen it this bad. Not having enough work days is, it's getting painful here, guys. We're going to have to do something about that. Anyway, as far as the O scale goes, I had to do a little work on the RS1 this morning. I finally got another coupler spring into that one. Remember, I had a bad mishap last week. Early last week, it hit the bridge, and this one turned over, and it knocked out one of the knuckle springs in one of the couplers. And of course, that was the extent of the damage that was done. Some of it actually, some of the Atlas boxcars actually fell onto the floor. Now, they didn't get hurt, believe it or not. They're fine. So, but, you know, we've got everything repaired and back up and in operation again, and that's always good news. This next Saturday, this is Saturday the 25th. Next Saturday will be the 1st of the month. It's my understanding that, all the welfare queens, they think they're going to go in and steal food from the grocery store because I guess with the government shutdown, they're not going to have any food stamps for darklings. I got news for them. Around these parts, that'll be a quick way to find yourself, in handcuffs and headed toward the county jail. Law enforcement is not going to play with them here. And they're not, yeah, I know you're concerned about your kids, but maybe you should have been packing away some, canned foods and canned goods and just stuff you knew you could hang on to for a while if you knew this shutdown was coming. I notice they all like to blame President Trump as well. Well, Trump had nothing to do with the shutdown. This was cooked in by the Democrats back in 2022 or 2021 when they extended all that health care nonsense that they're crying about now. So, yeah, it was already cooked in because they figured they would not have control of the House or the Senate at this time. They were already figuring that much out. But then again, they thought they would never be out of power again, too. So that's beside the point. Anyway, we're on the 1st of the month. We're going to be having a model show over at Dana's Railroad Supply. Then on the 8th, we'll have the train sale. On the 1st, it's just general models. Model cars, model planes, model trains, any kind of models you're building. You can bring them in and, show them off. Doesn't cost you anything to show off your models. Dana does now say bring your own table, even though he will set up a limited number of tables. So be sure and get out here at that time. It goes from like 9 o'clock to noon or something like that. It's not a very long, drawn out show, so you're not going to be sitting out in a lot of the heat. It's a show that I thoroughly enjoy visiting. I like to sometimes I like to show off my model trains. Sometimes I like to show off my model cars, and sometimes I'll show a little bit of both. So we will see what I might choose to bring. So until next time, let's run us a train and at least have a little. Oh, I'm still so happy to have that Milwaukee Road caboose. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but whether you get a Premier caboose, which the only difference between the Premier caboose and the Rail King cabooses is there's no size difference. They are all scale. They're all in scale. So that one there is a Rail King caboose. But if it was brought out in Premier, it'd probably be somewhat super detailed with a lot of add-on details, a lot of add-on extras. And that's what you're dealing with just like Atlas O. All of Atlas O's cabooses, it doesn't matter whether it's Trainman or Premier, they're going to be they're going to be scale models. So let's go for a ride, shall we? Another thing I want to do probably over the next few weeks, if I have time, is take and get some scenery done on those scenery forms. Start making the scenery forms for this side of the layout. Especially if I'm going to have a wreck every once in a while, have cars go flying off the track like I did last week. I don't want to be reaching under the tables and under the saw and everything else to be picking up rolling stock. But yeah, we definitely need to be seeing about getting some scenery in anyway. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for the town of Brookridge. I think what I may do is elevate the town from here on over. It would be elevated, which would be fine. That way the town can actually be seen, which I would like. And I may elevate it again over on that side. I've got plenty of foam insulation to work with, and that might be just what I do. It's just an idea that's, you know, coming through my head now. Things I'm thinking about doing. Until next time, happy railroading.